Hi, hello. Right, so in this lecture, we will understand what is Java, what are the features of Java, and why this language is so popular till date. It's one of the most popular language alongside JavaScript and Python these days. This video is for all people who are absolute beginners or the one who already knows something about Java, but they can also revisit this video to understand more about the features of Java. So to kickstart with Java, it's a programming language and a platform. Uh, it's why it is a programming language because we can use this language to write programs, to build softwares, and hence it's called programming language. It also called a platform because it gives a software environment in which not only you can write programs, but you can run those programs inside this runtime environment. That's why it's called platform as well. It is high level, robust, object-oriented, and secure programming language. To understand these terms, high level programming languages are those languages which help user or anyone to write instructions in easy to understand syntax. The different type of the language other than high level are low language like machine code or assembly languages because the computer understand only 0 and 1. So those low level languages are not very easy to understand, but Java is high level. So you write syntax, easy to read syntax, and then it will be converted into low language bytecode from the compiler. It is robust because it is very strong in short, and it can handle all the exceptions or any unwanted behavior, and your application or your program will not crash in between. It is object oriented because everything in Java is termed, and we think of this as object oriented, means we are creating objects, multiple objects which are interacting with each other. It is also secure programming language. We'll understand why it is secure language in later part of the video. So to understand a bit of history about Java, it was um, it was developed by Sun Microsystems, which is now owned by Oracle, and it was developed in year of 1995. James Gosling is known as the father of Java. He was leading a team, the team called Green Team. So they named this language as Oak Tree. But since Oak was originally a very famous company, a registered company named with Oak Technology, so they have to change their name and they come up with the name of Java. Java is basically an island in Indonesia where the first coffee came from. So when James Gosling was having a coffee inside his office, he thought of this name Java. So they decided to change uh, the name from Oak to Java. Now there are around 3 billion plus devices which are using Java, and there are many applications which are built using Java. So one of the application is standalone application, like all desktop applications, the software which we install in our PCs, Windows, Mac, those kind of application are can build using Java. For example, let's say we want to create an antivirus or any application or media players. So those are applications which is frequently use Java as their programming language. The other common language which is used for desktop application is C and C++. All the Microsoft Word or all the Microsoft Office applications are actually built using C and C++, but there are too many applications which have been built using Java. The other type of application which is used, which is created by Java is web applications. Web applications is something which we use day in, day out. It's any application which you can open in the browser. The front end is, of course, created using JavaScript, but all the information, all the business logic is at the server, which is can be written using Java. There are few other languages also, like Python, which is also being used to write the server code, and nowadays JavaScript also being used at server side. The other type of application is enterprise applications. All the big enterprise companies, they want to build their platforms like billing system or employee management system, so they can use Java to build their applications. Next is nowadays this is one of the most common types of application, mobile application. So Android is all the Android applications are built using Java. So Java is extensively getting used to create those Android apps. The iPhone Apple Store apps are being written using different language, not Java, but all the Android applications are using Java as their programming language. Now, if we go to the features of Java, there are few important features. One, it is simple. Uh, well, Microsoft claims it's Sun Microsystems claims that this is simple, but I think most of us not agree with it. But it is simple because they claim that it has simple and easy to learn syntax. Uh, Especially people who are coming from C++, they will find Java as much easier than C++. It has easy syntax, and then there is no need to remove objects which are not referenced by any variable, which is being taken care by the garbage collection in Java. So in short, it is much simpler than C++ and C language. The next important feature is object oriented. Like I mentioned, uh, oriented programming means you're building your software, your application in terms of objects, where you create multiple objects which interacts with each other to kind of perform the expected task. They are, however, certain concept which if any programming language implements, we call that language as object oriented. So these concepts are object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstractions, and encapsulation. We will understand of what all these concepts actually means in later videos. But if any programming language which implement these features, it's called object-oriented. Java does that. Apart from Java, we have JavaScript, Python, and some other languages also which follows object-oriented paradigm. The next important feature of Java is it is platform independent. That means it follows a terminologies which is called write once and run anywhere. That means you just have to write the Java code once and then you can run that Java across multiple platforms. You can run that program in Windows, Linux, um, Solaris, Mac, or Macintosh, anywhere in mobile devices as well. So how it is happen is I will just explain you how it is possible. So just only for this video, let's I will open my Eclipse IDE. I will explain you how to install all these software, but just in for this video, just understand how the concept of platform independent. So let's say I'm creating a class and I will give this as first class. Okay, and I will just do the most common first program in any language is hello world. Okay, now this is called source code, right? Now if I run this particular program as Java application, so the Java compiler compiles this code. It will create a bytecode class, a bytecode file which is called dot class file, which is then we can run on the Java runtime environment. So when I run this program, I can see it has printed hello world. But if I go to the folder where it is written, so if I go to properties, I can see the path where this file actually exists. I will go there and I will go inside src fundamentals. So this is the class, this is a file which I have created. The extension of this class is .java file. So once the Java compiler runs this file, it will create a bytecode where I can see the bytecode. I will go to bin folder, fundamentals. If you see, this is called first class dot class. So it is a bytecode. The extension is dot class. So how Java achieves platform independence is all you need to do is you just take this bytecode and you can practically run on any platform. It's just that that platform should have Java virtual machine or a Java runtime environment. Uh, if we install JVM on these platforms, we can directly run this dot class file. Of course, JVM is not platform dependent, so we have separate JVMs for Macintosh, for Windows, for Linux. But once we install that, the Java is platform independent. We can run that .class file, and we will get the same output across all the platforms. So that's why it is called platform independent language. The other thing is it is secured. It is secured. Why? Because like we mentioned at the first, Java is a programming language and a platform. So it gives a runtime environment. It has its own runtime environment, which is totally segregated with the operating system. This runtime environment will have a Java virtual machine, and inside that we will run this Java application. So it is completely isolated from the operating system. So that's why it has created this secured environment where we can create virus-free applications. However, if you see some of the programming language like C++, uh, it does not have its own runtime environment, so it uses the runtime environment of operating system. So that's why it is not very secure as compared to Java. The other feature is robust. Like I mentioned, it simply means strong. It has it has strong memory management. Uh, there is automatic garbage collection, which in Java, which runs on JVM, and it will collect all the objects which are not referenced by any object reference variable, and it also is very capable of handling all the exception, all the unwanted errors which we are not expecting. So if we do get such situation, Java will handle gracefully and your application won't crash in midway. The next feature is architectural neutral. That means once you write a Java program in any of the platform, it will behave and run exactly in all platforms. So, for example, if I see the C programming, we have a int data type which occupies 2 bytes for 32-bit OS and 4 bytes for 64-bit operating system. But Java, it uses 4 bytes on 32 and 4 bytes on 64. So it is architectural neutral. The other important feature is it is portable. It is portable because we can practically port the bytecode, the dot class file to any platform. So it is very easy to uh, uh, run on multiple platforms. So it's very portable. The other and the most important features of Java, which kind of makes Java better than other languages like JavaScript, it supports multi-threading. So multi-threading means you can write small programs and actually run those all programs parallelly. So at the same time, multiple programs can be run in Java, but this is not the case. Let's say, for example, programming languages like JavaScript, which is single-threaded. So this is one of the important concept of the feature of Java, right? Uh, so I hope you are able to understand some of the features of Java, a bit of history about Java, and what Java actually means. In coming videos, we will understand a bit more details in terms of what are the fundamentals of Java, how can you create variables, how can you create small programs, and then eventually how you can use the